Physically, I'm a dream. Emotionally, I'm a mess.
You might want to take a pause before you poke this bear. Hello!
I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear, and welcome to the Real Housebears. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Yes, it went by really fast.
It's Cars 4 in here.
Cars 4?
Has there already been a Cars 4?
I don't think there has been a Cars 4 yet.
There's Cars 4 now.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like Lisa Barlow trying to drive down the racetrack.
I love that.
Hers is more like podcast.
Wait, you want to give it a little gas?
Exactly.
You got a little gas this week. What? I'm talking about your vaccine.
Vaccine isn't gas, it's a liquid.
Like some fuel.
Oh, some fuel.
Yeah.
No, it knocked me down, actually.
I know, truly.
Yes, so I got my first vaccine shot, and the next day I was like in bed all day, dying. And my husband was just yelling at me the whole time. Just kidding. He took very good care of me.
Absolutely.
He made sure I was all snug in my bed.
Snug as a bug in a rug.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Better than the alternative.
Beating me or something?
No, I'm talking about I'd rather be sick for 24 hours than have COVID.
That's true.
Yes,
that's very true.
Yeah, my side effects weren't. I have the same side effects. Maybe they weren't as intense as yours, but.
And my throat is a little sore. I have something going on with my throat.
Yeah, he's got like all
week.
kinds of illnesses going on.
I did go to the doctor. He just said I just need to work it out.
Work it out.
So I'm going to have a sweet, sultry voice.
You're like Phoebe.
Phoebe Buffet from Friends. Smelly cat.
It's going to be so sad next week when you have your normal voice back. You'll be like, what happened to my sexy voice?
I know.
Silly.
As I'm like, I know.
Sexy voices, sexy men. Tell us.
Oh my gosh, talking
milestone
about sexy
this week.
men, people. Sexy men like Frank Catania.
Yeah, are you surprised, you guys? We made it like 2 minutes in without Frank coming up.
Well, I am a little shook because he added us as a friend on Instagram.
Frank Catania to the rescue.
Yes, Frank Catania himself. It had the little verified check mark next to it and everything, and he's got all of his like workout videos and stuff on his
You would think, I mean, out of all of the celebrities that Hunter has met, and some of them that he even knows personally, he has been more overwhelmed by being followed on Instagram by Frank Catania.
Oh my God, I screamed. I'm like, Frank Catania started following us.
I don't need to shove anything in my mouth.
Seriously, I was in the other room and I heard a yelp.
I just want to hang out with Frank. I'm not going to hit on him or anything on like the whole time. I just want to hang out with Frank. Let's do some arm workout. Come on, Frank. Let's do this.
Yes, I want to work out. I want to hang out with Frank too.
I know. He just seems so awesome.
I'm really not jealous of your like faux fantasy relationship with Frank. I think it's cute.
Well, I don't want to push anything and ruin a friendship because we are friends now. I need to respect boundaries.
You do now, yes. Now that you're so close, you really do have to think about your words more often.
Thank you, Frank, for adding us.
Stay out of trouble, Frank.
Well, I know you added it for me, but I'm just joking.
God.
But yes, it has been quite the week for me. It's been
It
very
really
exciting. I barely slept at all.
Half vaccinated and starting a whole new relationship. It's just been a big week for you.
Laughing is fun.
It doesn't happen for a lot of people, but you know, it happens for me.
Pay attention to red flags.
And I'm gonna have my deep voice for this episode. I'm gonna have it more. I gotta have it more.
Barry
deeper
White it
and
up.
Barry White this thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lay you down by the Yule log.
What is a Yule log?
Actually, I do know that Yule, just refers to like the Yuletide, Christmas time.
Oh, the Christmas time log.
It's like your Christmas log.
Christmas log time. I totally get it.
It's your Christmas fire. It's your Christmas fire.
You know what? You like probably burn like cedar or something because it's like probably.
What if we actually have no idea what we're talking about, and that is not?
I think that's most of our podcast is.
What are you, 12?
People are probably listening. It's like, what the hell are they talking about most of the time?
I might not know about anything else, but I know about Housewives.
Yes, sir. You do
I
know about Housewives.
I
Like
might not know
legit, you know
anything
more
else.
about anybody else in your life. You just know.
I mean, out of our
Housewives.
close circle of friends, I would say. I mean, there are some people online, like, you know, Danny Pellegrino, and there's a whole list of people that I give like, man, how do I not know as much as they do? How do I get there?
I don't know because when I was on Who Invited Her podcast, they were praising you on your history and knowledge of.
I mean,
Housewives.
I was pretty flattered by that.
I mean, you really do know a lot about Housewives. You give like I don't know a lot, so it's nice. We have this like yin and yang thing where I don't know a lot, and you know like a lot.
You wear the G-string, she wears the pants.
So like I'm looking at like new eyes.
Well, as I said last week, having a platform to talk about the Housewives every week, especially with my favorite person, is just a dream come true. You know what is not a dream come true is that I am still upset about Teresa's tagline.
It doesn't make any sense.
Can someone listen? Maybe I could just do a quick Google search and save myself the stress or whatever it is anxiety that it's giving me.
It's
but
just the end
Does she
part.
have a cookbook coming out? Can someone just tweet me, DM me, Instagram me, however you can reach me? Email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com. But someone please let us know. Again, maybe after this is over, I should just Google it and find out. But the fact that she's talking about never tasting so good, I'm like, what does that mean? Where does that come from?
Okay, this entire
Pineapple.
season is her wanting to be tasted and sucked on.
Oh, we just figured it
Both
out.
the light bulb. Look, we have it on film too. That light bulb. Did you see the light bulb above her head come on at the same time?
You know what? Listen, I want to get my peach kiss.
I now love Teresa's
Yeah.
tagline.
She has been all about
Oh my God! How did we?
juices and the eating and the suckling and anything that's just Teresa saying is. Just
I
super
cannot.
sexual.
I hope that you can put some like head explosion sound effect on that video on your phone because I have been so upset about that.
I just can't believe we just got it at the same time. This is what this podcast is about. It's about learning and it's about growing
and discovering
and learning.
and a whole lot of other gerunds.
Discovering. Just the two same things.
Who talks like that?
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this episode.
This one's a Memorial Mayhem.
Memorial the memorial itself was the opposite of mayhem.
Oh yeah,
The
totally.
memorial itself was beautiful.
It went off without a hitch. Is
It
that
really
the right
did.
word?
Yeah,
Without
yeah.
a hitch?
Yeah,
I've been saying a lot
yeah.
of bad words.
If you don't follow us on social media, last week we posted the clip of Hunter not being able to say undeniably.
I don't very talk well. Okay?
say undeniably.
Undeniably.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I had mush mouth, and once you say the word wrong the first time, you're not going to say it right.
When we were in Mexico, I spent an entire month trying to get him to say "Ay Dios mío."
Ay, Dios míos!
Close. We still don't.
Ay, Dios mío!
Let's just quit for now and let's get back into the Housewives. So the ladies are getting ready and for something. I don't know quite. They look.
We just need Frank's help.
Frank.
We do need Frank's help.
What?
But I'm like, what are they look like they're getting dressed for Easter. But then I think it really kind of turns out that maybe just a few of them were overdressed.
Well, it's very summery.
It is very, very, very summery. Marge Sr. has had a laser face treatment.
Looks terrifying.
I mean, all of those. We were just watching It's Sunny in Philadelphia this week in that episode where he got like a facial skin. What is it called?
Whatever that
That
laser removal of the first layer of skin. Whatever that was.
How long do you have to stay in your home before that clears up?
I know, because I have never gone outside and seen somebody like that, just
it looks
at the
painful.
store.
We're going to have to talk to Heather Gay, and I bet you she'll know about
Well,
that.
we do have to schedule an appointment with
We
Beauty
do.
Lab and Laser.
We still haven't made our appointment.
I'm just waiting for the Real Housewives to stop recording, of Salt Lake City to stop recording, so that Heather Gay can have some more free time to be there so we can record it, make a fun little video.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Joe is absolutely playing with Melissa's butt. Did you catch that?
Of course. Of course.
I'm a little quickie.
I mean,
It's home. It's home. It's home. Melissa is a bit worried about Jennifer and Margaret tonight at the memorial, but
yeah.
I wasn't, to be honest with you. I think both of them are capable of being adults. It's such an important thing.
Oh, yeah. At that, especially, like, because if they did make a scene there, they have to deal with the Gorgas, like, both of them, like, the whole family.
If they were Gorgas, I would be worried that they would misbehave.
Oh, yeah. If it was the other way around, I would be nervous.
Right, but being Margaret and Jennifer Aiden, I'm like, it'll be fine.
No.
It'll be fine.
It's fine.
You think I want to get involved?
Joe is making sure everyone is filled with alcohol right away.
That's why I wrote down thing. Joe G is
As they come
alcohol.
down the stairs, he's like, got this shot. He's got like specific items of alcohol for their flavor.
And I now have kind of like the resolution to this whole Joe B situation because Joe Gorga calls him JB.
Oh, that's cool.
And my best friends,
Yeah.
my two best friends in the whole entire, well, everyone who knows me knows my number one best friend is my girlfriend, Sarah. But her husband is also like my other best friend, and he goes by JB. So I'm like, now if I can just refer to him as JB, think about my two best friends from back in South Carolina, and now it all means something all new to me. It's exciting.
Wow, this is just a big eye-opening episode
Like
already.
this whole episode, it's a life. The Housewives changed my life. I tell you, I love them.
Look at this gentleman. He's such a gentleman.
So Melissa asks Margaret specifically, she's like, are you going to behave tonight? Essentially, so she's like, are you going to behave tonight? And Margaret's like, of course I can behave like an adult.
You know, okay, did you hear Teresa when she got down? She's like, I'm not wearing any underwear.
Oh, yeah.
And I swear to God, I think I saw her grab pineapple slices in a little baggie off the counter before she left.
She probably is.
I mean, I bet she's got little, like, baggies of fresh sliced fruits.
Good Lord. Who knew that a season with a single Teresa would really be all about Teresa's downstairs?
Seeing the female Gorga, like,
That's
in
single?
action, that's single, she's just as bad as Joe.
I can't wait. I hope it shows her like courting her new boyfriend so we can watch her flirting and stuff like that.
I don't want to see it. I don't know.
can't wait to see
I don't
it.
think it'll be as charming as like Heather Gay's.
I was just going to say, I want to see Teresa and Heather Gay go out and flirt with men together.
Maybe someone will want to suck my lemons?
Okay, that would be funny.
I want to
think
see
they would
that
compliment
every
each
day
other
of my
very
life.
fun.
I want to see a whole show about Teresa and Heather Gay traveling the country.
Eating meatballs,
and
meat on a stick.
flirting with boys.
So that's what I like for my birthday.
Or men, of course. That's what I want.
I think that would really make Teresa like happy and fun again.
It's like the simple life.
Oh my God.
This is like the simple life of the. I mean, Teresa's not going to go put her hand up in a cow or anything like that. So
No.
they can stay in fancy hotels and stuff like that.
Yes.
But just travel around the country and flirt with men.
Go to like those mid states and stuff.
Yes. Oh, find a cowboy. Okay, sorry. We totally got off track on that.
This could get really ugly really fast.
But back to Melissa and Margaret really quickly. I did get a little bit nervous in Margaret's confessional when she was like, of course I can act like an adult, but if Jennifer starts, I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, she starts. I'm gonna finish it.
But Margaret's tongue can finish a conversation.
Listen. Margaret's my favorite person.
I love her. Oh, I
I'm
love her.
so
I love
in love with her.
But she knows how to bite back
Oh yeah,
and eviscerate you.
but she also stands up for you too. Like, she's unless you piss her off.
I mean, and really the only person that she doesn't get along with is Jennifer Aiden.
yeah.
All right, so we're at La Mondina Italian Restaurant, and they were split into a boys' table and a girls' table because of COVID regulations, and I was kind of thrilled about that.
Oh yeah, me too. I think it just let them all free and wild in their own little cages.
Yeah, and the men are like, I'm so glad to be separated from the women because they are nothing but drama.
And that's what they do. They start complaining about the drama that went on the night before.
I mean, but you know what? They're all so alike. Like, in almost every episode, one person orders the cocktail, and it's normally Melissa Gorga, and then the rest of the table just follows.
What was the drink?
I'm going to do the pear pressure martini.
I'll try the pear martini also.
Absolutely.
I'll try the pear martini.
Oh my God, there was a pear martini. There was a whole sequence about pear martinis.
That's what I was like, what was the drink of the night? Pear martinis.
Why wasn't a pineapple martini?
And you know what I wrote right after that? Drink order went well.
The drink, that's
First
the
step.
best you can ask. But then, but Joe Gorga didn't, he ordered drinks and food for the entire men's table.
And I don't know if they had already talked about what they were going to get before that, or if Joe was just straight up like, give me one of everything off the menu pretty much. Or like, hey, no, you're going to eat this, you're going to eat that. Because I'd be like, no.
I get a feeling that...
I got a feeling.
that maybe that's a restaurant that Joe Gorga frequents while they're at the shore.
That's right.
And he's like,
He
you
knows what's
guys,
good.
I know what's good. Just if you
Okay.
trust me, I'll order.
And he knows those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the women get a steak to share at the table. I'm like,
I think it was just between two of the girls.
okay, because I was like, how big is this steak?
No, I think it was just
Or
between two of the girls.
How small are they going to eat, you know?
Well, you know.
Can we have a filet mignon for 18 girls, please? Thank you.
Well, I mean, that's the diet I have to go on swimsuit season.
Eating bagel in a bathing suit.
Oh, swimsuit season. That's a good.
Swimsuit season.
Sally sells swimsuits down by the seashore during swimsuit season.
I'm not going to fall for that. I made
Oh my gosh.
a fool of myself.
I don't know how
last
I just
episode.
did it.
I know. That was really talented. You're good, John.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They bring up the memorial for a minute, the memorial to come, and about how their parents would want their son and their daughter to be getting along. And the men do a shot to Nono's memory.
Yep. I mean, we did it yesterday, so in memory of you, Nono.
There you go. We did, actually. We
did.
When we did a shot in Nono's memory when we watched it.
When we
You're-
watched it, yes.
You're so right. Surprise.
You're an alcoholic and you need help.
So there's like this little moment when they're talking about the boys and the girls being split up, and Melissa like coyly turns around and is flirting with them. She's like, hey, buy us a drink, sailor type situation. And then Joe starts going in on how Melissa is a flirt and how if Teresa is joking about Melissa talking to strange men, that there must be some kind of life to it.
It had to come from somewhere. It couldn't have just been a made-up memory or made-up prank that they could have done. There had to have been some kind of validity.
There you go.
Thank you. I did it all by myself. You didn't even have to correct me. I smart.
You are. Yeah, so there must be some sort of validity to it. And I'm like, Joe is being aggressive and hateful out of nowhere. What's going on?
But this was the very first instant where I noticed, like, oh, he's jealous. Like, you could see that jealousy. That's why he's, like, thinking about it still.
I was like, is it the tequila? Is it the testosterone? I mean, even Teresa is confused. But then, did you notice Teresa regresses right back to her go-to? Well, if he's so upset about it, maybe there's some truth to it.
Yeah.
She said that about Jackie and Evan. And you know what?
And she went through Jennifer Aiden and said that through Jennifer Aiden, too.
And you know what? Housewives across the country, when they say stuff like that, they've said something that they shouldn't have said, and then they blame the innocent parties about
The reaction, pretty much.
Yeah, so I was like, there she goes.
But Joe needs his ego stroked a lot, I take it.
You know, I want to be loved. Is that a problem?
Yeah, I mean, Melissa's trying to smooth it over, and Joe is not having it. I was like, thank God the food is here.
But that one part, she turns around and she's like, well, mine over there is pissy because I'm trying to be too independent. I swear he heard that.
They're like, Teresa, let me give you some advice about men.
Oh, my God.
Check out for red flags, like my husband right now who's being an asshole back there.
Yes!
I was like, my husband who's mad that I'm being independent. And then Dolores like, check out for red flags.
But then Jennifer Aiden needs to speak up and says, well, I don't think your husband should curse at you. And she said that and looked over at Margaret.
Oh, yeah.
You saw it.
She's like, I don't speak in a derogatory manner towards my husband. I was shocked.
And so I was shocked that she brought it up so quickly.
Well, you know, for one thing, I would never talk to you like that in front of other people. I mean, I don't really talk to you like that at home. But if we were disagreeing, I'm not going to let people know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ruin other people's time, and I just don't air my dirty laundry.
No.
So I understand, but Jennifer is totally just stirring it up right now.
Yeah, some things don't need to be said, Jennifer. Take Dolores' advice.
Yes. And then cut to the guys, though, saying the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
But they're saying it in more of a friendly, even kind of warm.
Not trying to
type.
cut down.
Yeah, like, listen, I'm going to make a joke about you, about the G-string.
I love that
But you
joke.
know that I love you, and I'm just saying it because it's funny.
Yeah. Those guys are pretty easy, but
Yeah.
a lot of people think that Margaret is hard on him, but I don't think he cares enough to have much of an opinion, and he's so easygoing and flexible that he doesn't mind getting bossed around and ordered around. Like, it doesn't bother him.
Well, you know-
like, it might bother other people, but how long have they been married?
I don't know, but even though he's a pretty mild-mannered guy, I'm sure he can give it just as good as he can take it.
I think it'll work out as long as you don't talk to me.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes, again, he just like, listen, she does this every now and then. It's not like it happens all the time. She yells at me for 10 minutes and then it's over.
Yeah, but also, if it was up to him, he would be, like, wearing a cluster mess of clothes like Mary Cosby.
Well, she dresses him.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was up to just him without being ordered around and his life being taken over by Margaret, he would just be wearing a mess of crazy clothes and probably clogs.
I
you know?
think he'd be just wearing a plain
Crocs.
T-shirt and a pair of shorts and moving on with his life.
We'll see.
Certainly no pineapples on his shirt or little olive
No
martinis.
matching, that's for sure. Definitely no matching.
But, Margaret kind of defends herself a little bit, but Jennifer says, well, Margaret, you're no stranger to meanness. And then Margaret kind of starts going in and bashing Jennifer for being a housewife.
Pretty much.
Housewife.
Yeah.
I understand that Margaret's trying to call her a gold digger. I understand that's what she's saying.
But it's coming across to other people in
Yeah,
the group
I mean,
as well, that
yeah.
you're kind of attacking motherhood.
I
and that's
feel
not
like
an easy job.
There are many, many, many women. Thank God for those women. My mom was one of them.
My mom
who
was a
feel
single
like
mother.
They need to stay home when they can. Mm-hmm. And I think Jackie Goldschneider said the smartest thing of the whole night when she's like, listen, sometimes it's easier to go to work than to stay home and deal with your hellions.
Because you could leave and you have brain.
Yeah.
Like you could, it's not, if you're at home working all day with the kids, like you don't get to go home and relax ever.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you during, quarantine that there were a lot of moms who were like, please let me go back to work. Please let me go back to work.
Oh my gosh.
When the kids were, it's not at school.
Yes. Everybody was home 24/7.
So don't have kids, folks. I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
And then the conversation somehow moves to Margaret sleeping with her boss.
Yeah.
Jennifer is just, Jennifer and Margaret, oil and water. But they debate the differences. And Jennifer tries to make it all okay, but but Margaret, you were talking about it like you were kind of into it. Like you were kind of, it was like a sexy time in your life.
No.
And Margaret's like, no.
She was taking ownership of what had happened, but that was not a joyride.
Yeah, and she was kind of putting all of it in context. Like, yeah, I slept it with my boss, but not because I'm a slut.
Both of their reactions towards each other are both low-hanging fruit. Like, it's cheap shots.
Well, I hate to take another cheap shot, but Margaret just better be glad that no one was going after that bun on top of her head that was a completely different color than the rest of her hair.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it.
I didn't even notice.
Oh my gosh, she wears that chignon. It's not real chignon, but she wears it for the rest of the episode.
Oh.
I was like, girl, it's a different color.
Okay,
I
so
don't like that.
At that part when they're talking about you reading the book, I just heard Heather Gay in my head saying, "Write a book. I won't read it."
I know, but that was a really good dig when Margaret's like, "You'll listen to the audio."
You can listen to it. We have an audio book. I was like, Margaret.
She is savage.
She is.
But the thing about Margaret, she is savage, but she's still really funny at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't funny at all, then she would just be a horrible
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would just be mean.
So now we are post-dinner, and Joe Gorga is pissed.
I'm out of nowhere. He just gets to that van and he's pissed.
Be careful what you say, because I'll never talk to you again.
And slams that car door, and but everybody in the car is like, "Whoa!"
I mean, that van almost fell over. He slammed it so hard. I bet it shook.
Everybody felt it in the car.
I was like, oh, Joe. Now,
So
in retrospect, I'm sure that all of this is really his emotions about the next day.
that's what I also wrote too. I was like, I think a lot of these emotions that are about to come up is a lot of anxiety built up because of tomorrow.
When you are in emotional states like that, you take it out on the people that love you and will handle it.
Yes.
Melissa's not going to leave him. They're going to get over it.
Yeah.
But that's just the easiest release. Everyone does that sometimes in their
They're
relationship.
going to vent and yell and say things they don't mean.
Yeah. My response to that is, hey, you know what? Vent to me all you want.
Yeah.
Tell me everything that you're feeling. Just don't vent at me.
Yeah. I totally get, yeah.
You can yell and scream, throw things, break things, whatever you need, as long as you're not yelling at me about it. So I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that.
And so, like, in the situation, apparently Melissa walked to the car way ahead of him and didn't wait for him. So in his mind, he's already feeling like he's losing his wife, and he literally just felt ditched by his wife. Literally. She physically went way ahead of him, so it just intensified all of his hurt that he has right now.
Yeah, it was okay. You and I leaving a restaurant would be walking together unless one of us was in a conversation with someone else.
Yes.
And again, he's feeling vulnerable right now.
Yep.
People are leaving. He has no more parents, so people are leaving his life. He's drunk.
Abandonment. Yeah, like he's probably having a midlife crisis as well, because also his kids are growing up.
Yeah.
His kids are going to be moving out soon, and it's too much change for him. All of this change, all of this not being around anymore, he feels like he's going to be the next one to be left alone.
Again, this does not excuse his behavior.
No.
You just know where it's coming
Yes.
from. But he feels like Melissa's changing, and she's more independent now, and he's not more independent now. And Melissa is like, listen, my success does not mean anything about us and how I feel about you. I don't understand, but he's traditional.
Yeah. And you could tell that they've had this argument in a rotation, because she immediately starts cutting him down and like saying really mean things about his ego and stuff, because she's already had this conversation with him 100 times.
I mean, since the beginning of the show.
Yeah, it still wasn't right of her to belittle his feelings.
No.
But,
Since she opened Envy, he has been talking about her being an independent woman.
Yeah, well, he legit said in that episode in 2016 that I'm supposed to be working, you're supposed to be the wife at home. But again, the kids are growing up. They're going to leave the house. What is Melissa supposed to do after that?
Yeah.
Just stay at home and clean and not have any ambitions?
Well, green is not Joe's color.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Honey, green is not your color.
So Melissa suggests that maybe it's her turn to work and just stay home. And he's like, really?
Oh, I forgot. Okay, so when they were in the van and they pull up to the house, in my head, they had to sit in the car for 10, 15 minutes after it parked so production could go inside and start filming from the inside right away. Because when Joe went to the house, I could see a cameraman already in the house waiting.
Oh, my gosh.
And from what I know about reality TV is that they do have to pre-set up before people go into the rooms.
True.
And so how uncomfortable to have to sit in that van for like an extra 10 or 15 minutes while production gets ready.
That sounds awful. That sounds
so I was nervous.
Who
about
says
that.
that being a reality star is easy?
Oh my gosh, I was afraid Joe was going to punch the window out of that van.
Oh, I know.
Honestly, I was so nervous.
But instead, in the most beautiful childlike move, he quickly exits the van and walks way in front of her. How's that feel?
How did that feel?
How's that feel, Melissa?
How did that feel?
I'm walking 10 feet in front of you. How's that feel?
How did that feel?
I wrote the same thing. I'm like, he's just being a childish and such a baby right now, but I love it. I think it's so funny. And Melissa's like, yes, okay, I'm sorry. I'll never walk in front of you again.
That's all I needed.
And he's just like, well, that's all I need. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Joe,
That's what I'm saying.
You are ridiculous.
So I'm saying all I gotta do is apologize for walking in front of me.
Well, that's all I'm saying.
He's so childish.
Oh, never argue with someone who's not sober.
He is such a baby, but I loved how Melissa just played into it. She's like, all right, yes,
Yeah.
I'm very, and her, ouch, Ow. Ow. It hurts. Stop, Joe. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry that I walked in front of you. I'll never do it again.
So the Goldschneiders, JB and Margaret follow behind, and then Margaret's like, Joe, go outside.
Just like a dog. Like, he's out there. All right, go outside, Joe. Go potty.
So you can poop as much as you want.
And then in the other car, Dolores is asleep wearing her glasses.
The other car ride is so boring.
Yeah, Teresa's like talking to Adriana about what she needs to remember for Yeah, just like do. And then back at the Gorgas. But no, Joe and the men are outside talking, Joe, Evan, and JB. Poor JB. He's trying to like rationalize with Joe Gorga.
He knows that Joe's just being completely irrational.
So it's sweet though. The whole episode, even the next day, he's trying to talk Joe through it.
Oh yeah.
That's why everyone, I guess, loves JB.
And Joe just keeps on repeating, she just changed a little.
Yeah.
She just changed a little and it bugs him.
Well, really right now, he's trying to rationalize why he's behaving so poorly.
Yeah, but I'm afraid if he knows that if he gets down to the root of why he's angry, it's gonna be make him look bad because it's too old school and it's not like progressive.
Yeah, he's not ready to apologize yet. He's not ready to recognize that he's just acting poorly.
Yeah.
So he's trying to give an excuse for why he feels the way he feels.
Yeah. The ladies go upstairs and are completely in agreement with Melissa and thinks Joe is completely overreacting.
Yeah.
Like they're all like, Melissa, you're a great wife.
But we're not old school anymore.
Yeah, we're not old school anymore.
We're not old school anymore. We're evolving.
Well, like Melissa said, thank God I have changed a little bit since I was 22 years old.
Seriously, you're 35 now.
Yes.
If you had not evolved since
28 when you met me,
I would not have anything to do with you.
And I have grown more in the last 5 years than I have in the last 20.
Now, I do understand that there's a bit of a difference. Like if we got married and had a family together and, when we had made a decision that when we got together, this is how things were going to be. And then things start to change. That would be hard to handle. But you talk about it.
Yeah.
You talk about it.
Joe has so many abandonment issues right now. So that's where the root of all of these issues are coming. He's afraid everyone's going to leave him.
Well, let's leave the podcast for a minute and take a break.
Yes.
Let's get out of this hot closet once again.
Yes,
hot
please.
Closet. All right, guys, we'll be right back. We'd love to give a shout out to our sponsor, Anchor Podcasts.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free.
There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more.
You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place.
Anchor is where we started with our podcast, and it's been really great for us, and that's how you're able to hear us on all the different streaming platforms.
We love it. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Hello.
Welcome back.
And we're back in the hot closet. I love that so much. Like, that is now forever going to be our studio. That's what it's called. Hot closet.
All we did the whole entire break was sing Hot Closet.
Hot closet. I love it so much. That is so amazing. So good. We're going to have to make shirts that just say hot closet.
That's going on our merch. Yeah,
yes.
Our merch,
we're
Hot
definitely going to need to start having some merch.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's get some more listeners first, and then we'll get some merch.
We're already incredibly famous. We have hit over 5,000 listens on our podcast.
Yes, thank you for listening.
Everybody.
Like I said, I love talking about the Housewives, so thanks for listening. But anyway,
let's talk
about the Housewives.
Let's get back to Joe real quick. And Joe started talking about how he is afraid fame is going to ruin the family.
He calls fame the devil.
Yeah, I honestly think that's just a cheap excuse
for
him.
the fame has made her work more. Like Melissa said, I've got to go to red carpets. I have to go to Fashion Week. I have to go to trunk shows. I have to do this. I have to do that. And so, I mean, if she didn't have the fame, none of that would be happening. And to him right now, he equates his parents' relationship to what the perfect relationship should look like.
That's the way he was raised.
And so their current situation is not looking the same as his parents' relationship, and it's throwing him for a loop.
Oh, poor Joe.
Well, the next morning, everyone's just really talking about how exhausting this trip has been. I'm like,
honestly,
if I was a female on this trip, I would not have been having a lot of fun.
It feels like they've been there for like a week already.
I think actually Margaret or one of them actually said that. I think.
My gosh.
Dolores is like, Frank, why didn't you go get breakfast? He did the other day, and then y'all complained he brought bagels.
I know. That's a swimsuit season.
So I love that Dolores knows Frank's order. She's like, you want to get egg white, turkey, bacon on a plain bagel. And he's like, what do they call it? I guess dug out or something. He wants to take the rest of the bread out of the bagel. I was like, okay, well, he can have those carbs. He can afford those carbs.
He looked good in that vest.
He did. Good. And then Bill's like, certainly, if I have egg whites, turkey, bacon, and a plain bagel, like emptied out or whatever you call it.
I could look just like Frank.
You know, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
That is how it works.
It's 80% of how it works.
You're right.
Diet is 80%.
Speaking of diet, Teresa's in another bathing suit. And I'm not kidding you. Teresa might, in my opinion, have the #1 best body out of all housewives.
I don't know. I'd have to look at it.
Yeah, I haven't.
I need a lineup.
I haven't.
But she looks amazing. She really
Yeah,
does.
I haven't put a lot of thought into it. I just now said that. But I keep thinking, like, who else has really nice bodies that aren't just necessarily what you would think is stereotypical and or necessarily just thin or whatever, but she's healthy.
And we're not saying it's the ideal look.
Oh, no.
I'm just
by no
glad she's
means.
happy that she's...
Well, I'm saying she looks just healthy.
Yeah, she does. She looks very healthy.
I mean, we all have imperfections in our bodies. And listen, I am nowhere near what I would.
As long as you're comfortable in your body, that's all I care about.
That's the key.
That's all I care about.
Absolutely. And Teresa is comfortable in her body. She looks
amazing.
They see 3 swans, which since Teresa had doves at Nono's funeral, then these other white birds, these 3 white birds, might be her 2 parents.
Bear, I get it. They're both birds, and they're both white.
And they're both numbers of.
They're both numbers of.
Yeah, 2 parents, 3 swans, 8 doves. It's all the same.
Maybe they're hooking up in heaven. Maybe they want a high five from Teresa.
That's a foul orgy.
Oh my God, I almost ripped your shirt off.
You almost did. Don't hurt my Madonna
I'm
shirt.
sorry, Madonna. Oh, that was so good.
What in the world are we talking about?
I love that. Oh my goodness.
I am on a roll today, I guess. So Joe and JB are talking again. JB's trying to like rationalize with Joe, and I think the next day Joe's feeling a little bit bad. I think he's a little bit embarrassed. He apologized to everyone in the kitchen.
Yeah, he did. And he says like he kind of shifts a little bit of the blame over on Teresa here for a second, though, in his mind. Because he says, well, I just want her to be in a good space so that I can enjoy the little time that I have with her, he says. And
Yeah.
I'm like, Joe.
The marriage is ending.
It's over. I have little time left with my loved ones.
She's not at home for dinner anymore.
Where's my bologna sandwich in the afternoon? I need it. Oh. I love you, Joe. I'm sorry.
Oh, I absolutely love you, Joe.
Come on, bro.
But yeah, he's being a little bit childish and stuff, but I understand where he's coming from. He's lost a lot of people in his life so far.
Yes. But he's being humble.
He's being humble.
Melissa is, trying to talk him through it, but then they get interrupted by that donut delivery.
I know. And for a second there, I almost was going to say, in Joe's head, he's like, she can't even finish a conversation with me without having to leave me for another man.
Yes, that was the most poorly timed donut delivery. It made me uncomfortable.
I know. But Joe's like Joe's blue eyes, like doe eyes. He just looks like he looks so innocent.
Yeah.
I can't help but just love that guy.
I know.
I'm like, okay, you're a dick to me last night. You're fine.
Yeah, and he's not he's being humble this morning.
And he's like, do you need help with this stuff? Let me help you. Instead of just like leaving the room and stuff, making it uncomfortable. And I'm sure he like tried to grab her butt right after that too at some point.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Well,
100%.
we know exactly how he grabbed it. He tells him on the boat later.
Oh, yes.
So,
oh my gosh.
Everyone's getting dressed for another lunch. I'm like,
Frank uses the same toothbrush that we do.
oh, does he?
Yes.
Oh, God. It's so important.
Those are important things.
Yes. Jennifer Aiden is a little bit overdressed for this lunch. All the ladies are wearing cute, like daytime, lunchtime wear, and Jennifer Aiden's wearing like this long flowy. She looks beautiful, but she's a little overdressed.
Frank's arms are huge.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, everyone's dressed pretty nicely, but Frank's got like his Under Armour compression shirt on.
Sleeveless.
Yeah. Show it off, Frank. Show it off.
He's a dirty, dirty dog.
Oh my gosh. And now Teresa. She is now putting pineapples behind her. She is now a lemons girl.
Ew, that's some bitter.
Listen, a lot of people love lemon cookies.
People
love like a lemon tart.
I do love lemon cookies.
See, if you just think of just like sucking on a lemon, it's tart. But if it's like
not after a shot of tequila.
So yes, Teresa has now moved on to lemons. She wants a different taste or something. She wants to change it up a little bit.
No, this is a temporary. It's just because she's horny and she found another funny thing to say. That's what. But again, if you knew early Teresa, it really is very similar.
I love this Teresa. I love this side of Teresa. And I've never seen this side of Teresa.
Fun.
Like
it's fun.
She's just a single Gorga, and I love it.
She is. Those Gorgas are one-track minds.
Man, just.
Let's get drunk and screw.
Yes, that's be happy.
There's a country song written for the Gorgas.
100%. And they all are getting onto the boat, and they're like, it's not boats and hoes.
But wait, oh yeah, boats and hoes. Yeah, they are. Yeah,
they're all boats and hoes. But they're like, no, it's boats and babes.
Boats and babes. I love Step Brothers. So the Gorga kids show up with their au pair.
Au pair. I didn't look up what an au pair is, but I think an au pair is like a nanny, but is also a teacher.
Right, I believe so as well. I didn't look it up, but that's my understanding.
Yeah.
But here Joe's like, Melissa wants to be a businesswoman. I support her, so I got us an au pair. I'm like, wait a minute, Joe. Yeah. I don't know.
What?
Just because you got somebody to help out doesn't mean that you're supporting her still.
Okay, and I do have to say, in Joe's confessional, he is wearing a Tiffany dog tag. Do you want to know how I know that?
Because you're not wearing yours right now that I was supposed to remind you to put on before we recorded today for the.
But I have my very own dog tag. Hold on, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna hold on.
I can edit out the space. Calm down, sister.
I swear to God, I'm gonna f***ing blow my casket. I really am.
Welcome back to the...
All right, I'm back.
Hot closet.
Back to the hot closet. So yes, it is a Tiffany's dog tag. And I have the exact same one that Joe has.
You're practically the same person.
We are the same person, Bear. Don't take this away from me.
I'm not. I'm the one who said it first.
I'm very excited about this because I saw it and I was like, oh, that's the exact same one that I have.
You're like jewelry brothers.
Come around the back to the basement door.
This is the only piece of jewelry that I own besides my wedding ring.
And your cufflinks.
That I have worn once in my life, and I don't think I even own
but you know what?
Suit.
Your two pieces of jewelry are both from Tiffany. That's pretty baller.
I think it's awesome. I have never been one of those, like, pretty woman kind of types where it's like, ooh, jewelry and stuff. I'm Melissa. But when I got, like, a Tiffany's bag, like, I felt like a little... girl. Again, little princess, because I was like, jewelry. I cried. I definitely cried.
Leave that out so I can polish it.
Thank God.
All right, so they're taking the boat to lunch. That's the way I want to do it. If I'm staying somewhere near the water, I want to take a boat to lunch.
I'm on Frank's boat.
Of course you are. Melissa gives Joe a little bit extra attention.
She is such a little brat. She's just like, look at all the attention I'm giving you, the affection. Look at me.
And Joe's like, so by the way, everyone, we just had sex in the bathroom. He didn't get the full word bathroom out. We even had to look at the captions. We're
Yeah,
like, what did he just say?
he said
It was
bat.
B-A, but so I'm assuming the bathroom.
Bathroom.
Or maybe he meant to say back at the house, whatever.
You two are so much alike. It is ridiculous. And I'd be just like, great, thank you for announcing that to our friends that didn't need to know that I am a little slut.
Well, I really, I obviously relate with Joe that way, but there have been some times I'm like, the only way that we're going to move past this is to be intimate right now.
Yeah.
And
also, I think Joe was also saying that to let everybody know, like, hey, there's nothing going on between me and my wife.
Yeah,
like,
right,
we
right.
love
That's
each
just
other.
the way he says it.
Yeah, that's just the way he does
And he
it.
tries
We
to-
had sex.
He tries to explain it, and they're like, Joe, we get it.
I know.
We
Joe,
get it, Joe.
shut up.
We get no more talk. Thank you.
Oh, my gosh.
So everyone arrives at lunch on their boat, and then Teresa tells JB that she likes his pineapples.
Of course.
I mean, I guess Margaret didn't think ahead packing that for JB.
No. But JB's quick. He's just like, I wore it for you for a taste. Or something like that. I'm like,
He likes her lemons. And she's like, we're in Capri. We're in Dorit's Capri room. We're at, what's that pasta Italian restaurant called?
Coachella.
No, Buca di Beppo.
Buca di Beppo.
We're in Dorit's Buca di Beppo Capri room for lunch. I thought I'd dress for the occasion.
So silly.
I mean, they're in it's an Italian restaurant. They're in Jersey. It has to be authentic. So Buca di Beppo it is.
Authentic.
Actually, I'm kind of with Sutton. I've never been to Buca di Beppo. And so when Sutton's like, is this like an Olive Garden? I'm like, I kind of think so.
Kind of looked like the Applebee's.
We
of
do,
Olive
but you know
Garden.
what? We do have Buca di Beppo's here in Salt Lake. We need to go to one.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out.
Anyway, we're not talking about Beverly Hills. Let's move on. So we find out that Evan speaks 12 languages, I think.
Oh, I know. When I heard that, I was like, that's really talented. Like, anybody that learns more than one language, I feel like that is a level of intelligence that, like, separates people.
Gracias.
Oh, my God. I said... I meant more than your native language, 2 other languages.
Hey,
3 languages total.
I got us through Cabo San Lucas.
You
with
for sure
Spanish
did, but
just
you
fine.
still haven't taught me how to say,
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh my gosh, so when we were in Mexico, poor Bear, he's trying to teach me to say certain phrases stuff. I was such a white tourist there. It was horrible. It was horrible. I felt so stupid.
That's why you have me, sweet.
Yes, you're my translator. I travel with my translator wherever I go.
Right.
Oh, he's just my translator. He's not my dad.
Or is he both? So Jackie's refusing to do her hair. That's the first thing that we need to address. Like, she hasn't done her hair through most of this episode, and it shows.
Stop yelling about me!
Okay, I haven't noticed. You always notice those things.
I do know. I'm obsessed with some tracks and some weave and some hair
You have
pieces.
ruined so many movies and shows for me because pointing them out.
You're welcome. I bet you, though, I thought it was funny that Evan's like, he's dated a lot of international women, and he only goes back to Argentina to see the kids that he
Yeah, I know. He's like the kids that I have. My other family there.
Bravo to Evan for making a joke like that in front of Teresa, who has just been spreading rumors, but not making it uncomfortable. It was funny.
Exactly, it was funny. Yeah,
it was funny. Evan was really, I think he like I said, he doesn't talk on camera a whole lot, but he's been really funny and kind of charming every time he has this time.
Yeah, I agree with that too because I don't know very much about him.
Already got 3 poops out.
Yeah, I mean, he's really quiet. But I bet you Teresa, even after finding out that he speaks so many languages, is even more enamored
More
by him.
attracted. Yeah, totally more attracted to him.
He looks like a suave kind of guy.
But everyone's talking about how they didn't sleep well. And I was terrified that Teresa was going to lean over and be like, here, borrow my vibrator.
Did you bring the limo?
Like, I was so
surprised it
nervous.
didn't.
I was so nervous.
I was really relating to him because normally when I go visit my mom, I sleep like a rock. Mm-hmm. The last time I visited my mom, I didn't sleep for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm an old man who has a sleep schedule that is like clockwork.
You're an old man?
Yeah.
What?
So I easily go to bed at one time. Well, I go to bed at 10 and I wake up at 6. That's just the way that it works, whether I want to or not. So when I didn't sleep for 3 days, I was shaky. I felt crazy. Like I couldn't keep my emotions or my thoughts in check.
So moody.
I'm just more madder now.
So moody.
Thank God we're across the United States at the time.
So meaty. So I was relating to him, but when you feel shaky, and plus he's probably dehydrated.
Yes. I love that they're like joking around about how like Joe ever splitting up from Melissa. And Melissa's like, I hope he does. I hope he marries after me. And I hope that she's an evil B word. And y'all are going to be like, oh, I miss Melissa. I hope she's just evil and mean.
That made me think of something because, first of all, I want the opposite. If I go before you do, I actually want you to find someone who is wonderful, who makes you happy. And so we have a friend, actually. So Hunter and I have actually talked about this. And,
no. We've talked about this a lot and with certain people, but we haven't talked to this with the intended person.
So I guess we'll go ahead and tell him now.
First, we're going to tell the world.
Right.
And then we're going to tell him that we told the world.
We're going to tell our millions of listeners,
Insanely famous.
at least 10,000 listeners.
Tens of thousands. What the f are you talking about?
Anyhow, so we have a friend named Robbie. We'll just call him Robbie.
Yep.
Who we have decided.
He is a Canadian.
He is a Canadian. We have decided that if I go, that Robbie actually gets custody of Hunter.
And we legit had talked about this for the last 2 years.
We talk about it all the time.
The last time we got to go hang out with Robbie in Toronto, after that, we were discussing how he is going to take over your place after you pass away.
Yes.
And by then, he will be an older gentleman.
Yes.
And I will be an older gentleman.
Right.
So that I'll be fine dating an older gentleman.
Yes. And then we'll live happily ever after.
And we'll live, I think Robbie would really take care of me.
I think so, too.
I think he would be a very good husband to me.
I have supported this for a very long time.
So, Robbie, I know that you do listen to this podcast. And I'm sorry that we have to tell you this now. But
what a more grand romantic gesture.
Well, we are kind of telling him to not get invested into any kind of love affair
By the way,
for the rest of your life.
Yeah, we saw someone sent you flowers recently, and you need to shut that down. I don't know when I'm dying, but when I do, I need you to be available.
Oh, Robbie, I love you to death.
I do too.
Oh, my goodness. That is so funny that you brought that up.
I can't wait to watch from heaven.
Change the subject. Change the subject.
Oh, I'm a little bit exhausted from that. So, Jackie is actually sitting next to Teresa. Did you notice that?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And I thought, wow, this is so weird because Jackie is telling Teresa about like what Joe and Melissa were going through the night before and like talking friendly and casually and, you know, quietly and confiding.
Yeah.
I was like, this is weird.
Creating a small little friendship.
This was weird. It was so nice. So I'm glad that it happened. I enjoyed watching it.
Jackie, I'm not ever telling her anything else again.
Me too. Okay, so when Frank is like telling Joe, hey, there's a friend of ours that showed up, and the cameras never showed that guy or any friend or them talking to like anything, I thought that was kind of weird.
You're right.
I was like, that was weird.
Yeah, that's what was missing.
That they got up and left in the middle of everything to go talk to some random person, but there was no like real explanation or anything. I thought that was really weird.
And Joe left his phone.
Yeah, he just left his phone sitting there. So I thought something was weird, but I didn't think anything of it. At the time.
Right.
But so Joe's phone is blowing up. And you could see Melissa, you could hear somebody else's conversation the whole time this is happening, but the camera's on Melissa, and Melissa's like trying not to pay attention to it, but legit, it's like, that's like 5 times now that this has been calling you off the hook, and she picks up the phone, tries to call back, hangs up.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what is going on here? That made me so nervous. But then
I would be crawling out of my skin.
Oh my gosh, I would be so crawling my skin. But then I remember I'm like, Joe has something up his sleeve because they pranked him, and I knew he was going to get them tenfold, so I thought something was going to happen.
And who knew that we were going to have a Potomac crossover?
Did we?
Realtor Giselle.
Oh, Giselle. I didn't even put those two together.
It's either Potomac or what was that Disney movie Ever After, where it's Princess Giselle.
Well, I was thinking, I was like, Giselle. I'm like, that is such like a weird, exotic name for just a straight guy just to make up.
It's either a real name for someone or it's a made up name.
Exactly.
There's no it's not Giselle is not a name
just
casually used.
Realtor Giselle. I'm like, what is going on here? And you can tell Melissa's like, what the hell is happening? Like, what is going on here?
But you know what? She doesn't buy into it for long.
She doesn't. She straight up looks straight over at Frank and over at Josh like, I ain't getting punked.
Yeah. To be honest with you, if they didn't cut to a commercial, I don't think there would have been much suspense there.
No, there wouldn't have been any suspense there.
Again, Bravo editors do their jobs.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
But Dolores gets back into mom mode.
And did you notice that Frank also, when Joe left the table a second time, Frank is like, what's up with that guy? He's all spacey and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, Frank, you are like, what is going on here? You guys are such troublemakers.
Yeah, Frank, you normally do talk like that.
If you ever see Joe and Frank walk off together, there's something going on.
Yeah, and I want to follow and watch. But yeah, I thought it was clever. Joe's like, I want to change your name in my phone. I would have never thought to do that.
No, it was so good.
Maybe I'm not that devious. Like, we find out that Melissa actually called the number back.
She did.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I totally would.
Oh, 100%.
100%. But you know what? Joe equates jealousy to love.
He does. He's like, but you know what? That means she's still into me. She's jealous. And she's still got it for me.
I get it.
I get it.
I like it when you are jealous.
Oh, I'm jealous all the time.
I mean, you don't show it all the time, though. So when you do show it, it's kind of cute.
Oh, well, there's a blood trail behind me.
To get that confidence in jail.
So they boat back to their homes, and then Evan leaves. And again, I wrote again, he was fun and charming on this trip. So everyone gets ready for the celebration. And I love that Melissa brings in hair and makeup for Nono's celebration of life.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I forgot to say, so when they're at dinner and they're all getting up ready to leave for dinner, Joe starts grabbing Melissa's butt.
Yeah, that's the way you do.
You know, you're like, love you, babe. You're jealous.
Listen, if your butt's in my face, I'm going to touch it. It's mine. I signed for it.
You signed for it.
But Joe and Melissa start being smoochy, and Antonia is not. She hates it.
Oh, she can't handle it. And more iced coffee.
Seriously.
Again, more iced coffee in a big, like, one of those round, big old, I don't even know what they'll call it.
Can you have pineapple flavored iced coffee? That's what they'd be drinking this whole season. Speaking of drinks, David arrives.
Where's David when we need him?
I love that they name their bartenders.
Yes. It's not Dolores is David, but at least David's there.
There's a David
there. Yes. If Dolores can't have David there, at least she can have David there.
Poor Frank. His white t-shirt does not fit him well, and you can tell he's just like, he hates this.
And Bill's like, you look great in white. He's just wearing a plain white, like, Fruit of the Loom t-shirt. And knowing them, it was an expensive white t-shirt.
And it almost looks like it's been wrinkled and stuff. Yeah. And it just like, and he looks...
You look great in white.
Like, shut up,
Thanks,
Bill.
Bill. Bill's so funny.
Honestly.
They only allow Bill to say one line at a time.
Yeah.
But every line is gold.
It's gold.
Yes,
Bill's got a really good sense of humor.
Who knew that Bill might be the funniest of them all?
I know.
Who knew?
Doesn't take a lot, baby.
This memorial setup is gorgeous.
Okay, all the pictures everywhere. That was special.
Okay, so, we watched this episode 2 times, and I think we both cried.
Oh, I cried too. I'm like, I'm tired of crying at this scene.
I know, it's too...
Especially in the confessional with Teresa, and she's talking about her dad, and she just loses it. I can't... It's so I feel for their family a lot.
And I love the gifts that people brought. You know, Dawn, who is Melissa and Joe's friend, they brought them a painting of Nono. And then Jennifer and Bill Aiden brought Teresa a canvas of her parents.
So beautiful.
So nice, so thoughtful. I think they also brought them. Was that Dom Perignon maybe that was in the box?
Something fancy, I don't know. Yeah. But it was sweet of all the pictures everywhere. And I was thinking, all of the thought pictures that I have on my Instagram, just the Instagram hoe pictures, I'm going to have a lot of like thoughty pictures at my wedding, at my funeral.
Same thing.
I mean, funeral. It means the same thing, I guess. But yeah, I was just like, that's so weird. Well, I'm going to have a lot of like butt pictures and
hairy butts
everywhere on my, all over
hairy
the walls.
Everywhere. Yes.
But I would like a projector to like, over my casket, like me twerking on a loop or something.
Like a hologram.
Like
of you twerking on top of
my
your
grave.
Own casket.
On my grave. Yeah, my casket. Yes.
Yes.
I think we can make this happen.
We can totally make this
I have a budget of $200.
Teresa's looks, I love her white dress. I didn't love the sandals the shoes that she chose with it.
Okay, talking about what I didn't like about these outfits is the one guy that shows up in black shirt and pink pants.
It stresses me out.
I didn't even notice.
I hate it because it happened at the breast cancer awareness thing where everybody was wearing pink.
Dolores' award, yes.
And Jackie did not wear anything pink. It just stood out so bad. Oh, it stands out to me so bad. And it had, I want to say the guy's black shirt had little white skulls over it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh,
but I'm just like, that wasn't tasteful. And I felt, I don't know, I'm like, you're ruining the theme.
Yes. Teresa's kids show up. I'm surprised at how quiet Melania is being as a teenager.
She's sad.
Yeah, but Melania this season was always on the go, always like talking, always doing one-liners. But yeah, Melania as a teenager is a different child.
Adriana, is that her name? Adriana, the youngest one?
I think so.
She is going to be a stunning 20, 30-year-old woman. Like,
all of them.
You can tell, like, when somebody's just so exotic looking when they're young, they kind of look off proportionate a little bit.
When they get older,
but when they get older, they grow into it. Like, she looks like a Gal Gadot almost. Like, she is stunning and gorgeous, and she's going to be a beautiful older woman.
I mean,
she's going to really grow into it more and more as she grows in. It's going to be, I was like, wow, she's stunning.
I think Teresa's 4 daughters are all gorgeous.
All 4 daughters are all very stunning and unique in their own way.
4 daughters.
I hate to say
their eyes are
I hate to say though, I think I like Gia's original nose better. I'm distracted by her nose. Maybe it's because I'm aware of it.
Probably because you're aware of it.
But I liked her. I think she looked beautiful before. But, whatever makes you happy. I'm not, life's short by the lips. When Frankie shows up.
My Frankie, I felt him. My uterus hurt.
Dolores can feel it.
Yeah, she's like, oh, Frankie's there. I can feel it in my uterus.
And she laughs. She just gives like this big, hearty laugh.
And she grabs onto Frank's arm and just starts like shaking him.
And every moment you see Frankie on camera, he's just being a gentleman. He's a
stand-up.
I hope he is as upstanding in real life as he is on camera.
I think so, because I don't think that's an act. Like
I
he
hope so.
He seems like a really stand-up kid, and they should be very, very proud.
Yeah. The Gorgas take a family photo, and then 2 swans show up. Now, this one I get. I would take that as a sign. I was at my grandmother's funeral. You were with me. We were at the graveside service, and a deer came up, a doe came up or something. And I was like, that could be a symbol. I don't know.
Whether you want to believe it or not, those are nice things to hold on to.
Whatever makes you feel good.
If it's going to make you feel good, I say bring it. Bring on those animals. Bring on furry critter. What animal is going to come to my funeral?
A bear.
There's going to be already a ton of bears there.
So Gia gives the eulogy that she gave for Nono at the family service. I hate to say this. It was hard for me to take it seriously.
Never bring up kids.
Careful.
Well, just because I couldn't stop it thinking about that song she sang when she was a little kid
No, you
about
didn't.
Joe and Teresa.
I remember you showing me that.
I can't. The whole time she was up there, that's all and we watched it twice, and both times I stopped crying and I started chuckling inside a little bit because all I could think about is that little song she sang.
I do have to. I wasn't thrilled with Gia's speech,
Right.
But I knew that it meant a lot to her, so I applaud it. But I really liked the toast that Teresa and Joe pretty much were given to their father. Well, Teresa said basically because Joe would try to say something and she would start interrupting him. So I liked that because it made it fun. It broke the tension.
Right. Yeah.
Made it fun because that's ultimately what celebrations of life are. It's not to cry and mourn, it's to celebrate.
I do believe that Gia really loved Nono.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe he was her number one best friend in life? I don't believe that. Maybe
I don't know.
But
I don't
Gia's
know.
like 19. Maybe at 19
Some
you do
people
feel
get
that way.
really, really, really close with their grandparents and
Yeah,
are able to talk to them about anything because they know they're not going to judge them or like tell their mom or something. You know, like I don't know.
I guess
It's something
maybe I'm just a little bit literal. Maybe I'm just thinking literally like my best friend.
Yeah, and see,
Maybe I
and
need
all
to.
my grandmas and grandpas died when I was really young, so I didn't really get
Yeah.
a relationship. I don't know that.
And I
kind of
didn't live
relationship.
close to my family, so I don't understand that.
Oh, we're such horrible people, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay, I take it back. Fine, he's your best friend.
I really hate the flashbacks of him being alive. It's just really heartbreaking. Getting older is hard, but losing people that have been in your life the longest, like it's horrible. So
Yeah, again,
so
I don't
sad.
want to downplay that the emotions weren't real.
Oh,
I
no.
really
No.
truly believe that everything that Gia said, she believed she meant.
Their family was very close.
yeah,
very,
without
very
doubt.
close.
And again, I know that they loved each other.
You know what? Come on, let's go do some shots. Let's do what Joe says. Let's go do some shots of blue. Let's break up this
yeah.
tension.
I love that he's like, one of the last words that my father said to me was to take care of your sister. Let's do a shot.
I know. Let's get drunk.
I love a Gorga.
Yep.
I love a Gorga. And I love everyone who listened to us this week.
That was cute.
And love everyone who listened to us last week and the week before.
Listening to us since November of last year.
I love those people who haven't even listened to us yet.
Oh my God, I love you guys. I love everybody.
I love yous.
I love you guys.
I'm there because I love both of you.
Y'all, seriously, thank you so much for listening to us. This is, we had a really great time today. At least I did. Mm-hmm. So, we will always post the videos, or at least little clips, on our social media. So check us out on Facebook and Instagram at The Real Housebears. Twitter, just at Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
You can also find us on YouTube, The Real House Bears, and you can also find us on Apple Podcasts and anywhere you can listen to podcasts, Anchor FM, Spotify, Chatterbox, like anywhere you want to listen to your podcast, listen to us. We're on it.
Yes, thank you for joining us in the Hot Closet.
Hot closet.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Let's try it this time.
Let's try it again over here. This time.
What
I'm
if-
excited.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.